So, how can you tell if a big project, a big change is about to derail? Hi, I'm Rick Maurer, and people have been asking me that question for a very long time because it's a big concern. And it continues to be a big concern for people. So, I want to tell you a very easy way to go, oh, we seem to be on track, we're starting to lose it here, or, we're really off track, whatever it might be. But let me tell you a story first. I wrote a book in the mid 90s called Beyond the Wall of Resistance. And in it, I talk about here are the reasons why I think people support us. Here are the reasons why I think they resist us. And so a planning group inside a large organization was involved in putting together a hugely controversial plan for a big organizational change. And so they invited me in, not to be their consultant. They already had a consulting firm working with them. They just wanted me to teach the stuff in my book. So I did. And as I'm talking, somebody stopped me and said, Rick, next week the bomb is going to drop. And other people said, oh, yeah, it's going to be awful. And I go, well, what do you mean a bomb is going to drop? What's happening? I said, we're holding a meeting. And I go, yeah? Oh, it's an all-day meeting. And I still couldn't hear the catastrophe brewing. And I said, all right, so what's happening in this all-day meeting? And somebody said, oh, this is where we roll out the first draft of our plan to key stakeholders. Oh, it's going to be terrible. They're going to hate it. They're going to hate us, blah, 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 blah. And he said, what should we do? I mean, these kind of puppy dog eye kind of, what should we do? And I mean, I knew as much about the situation as you do right now. And so to give them advice would have been irresponsible. But I had to do something. And I said, hey, everybody here knows somebody coming to that meeting, right? Everybody go, oh, yeah. What's going to be on their minds? Now, I'm just fishing for information, but people started shouting stuff at me, and there was a flip chart there, and I started writing as fast as I could. And now you can imagine, when they got done, there's a flip chart filled with negative things. Now, usually a list like that isn't all negative. It might be a little bit negative, might be a lot negative. Everything was negative. And I knew what to do with it. And I said, okay, so I taught those 3 levels. I don't get it, I don't like it, I don't like you. And I said, which of these have to do with people not getting it, not understanding? And let me use a green marker to indicate that. So people said, oh, this one and this one. I said, oh, which of these are level 2? People don't like it, which means they're afraid. There's something about this change is going to hurt me. I could lose my job, for instance. And I used a blue marker, let's say, and underlined those. And then I said, all right, level 3, I don't like you. What that really means is I don't have trust and confidence in you or who you represent for a project like this. And let's say I used the red marker. And now I underline that. So the whole list is now color coded. And somebody said, oh, that's why the bomb is going to drop. And people looked at him and said, what are you talking about? He said, look at that. We designed that 8-hour meeting to deal with level 1 issues. People getting it. Timelines, deliverables, budgets, assignments, all that stuff. He said, which is critically important. But what they're coming in with is hardly any of those questions. Their questions are level 2, they're afraid, and level 3, they don't trust us. And people said, boy, that's right. And here is what they did brilliantly. They said to their consultant who's working on the project and me, could we take the next hour and redesign that meeting? And of course we said, yeah. They turned their chairs around, they didn't call on us, and they started redesigning the meeting. And they said, we've got to cover a lot of stuff, but how can we do it in a way that might actually lessen some of the fear? And how can we do it in a way that might actually begin to build some trust in us? And they got very excited about that. Next week, they hold the meeting. I called and said, how'd it go? And they said, oh, great. We didn't get 100% of the people, but a lot of people have turned the corner and they're on our side. That notion of creating a list is the foundation piece for everything I do when I'm working with a client. And it's critically important to in going in to know, where are people? Are people likely to support this? Are they likely to resist it? Or are they on the fence? Where are they? Because then your strategies can be based on that information. So let's say you're watching this and you're saying, I just watched it because it was an interesting title, but nothing's going on right now, but I was kind of interested. If that's the case, I just posted a new article, how to tell if things are getting off track. And I just talk about those 3 levels very quickly. So you could you could look at that and you could go into a meeting in an hour from now and go, oh yeah, that's going on, that's going on. Very, very simple. But some of you might be watching this because you're concerned that things might be going off track, maybe some early warning signs. If that's the case, I wrote an ebook. It's a free ebook. It's in the resources section of my website, and it's called The Magic List. And I tell the story that I just told you, but I also talk about other ways of gathering that same kind of information very quickly and being able to interpret it almost as quickly. So focus groups, a 3-question questionnaire, things like that are really quick and easy to do. Now, some of you might be watching this because you're saying, no, that's all nice, but this thing is going, our project is going off track. I can see it, as I'm talking right now. It's a big problem. If that's the case, I still would encourage you to take a look at that Magic List ebook, but also why not give me a call? I love talking about this stuff, and I'll bet that if we spend 20 minutes or so on the phone, you're going to walk away with some ideas that you could use this afternoon. I mean, really. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. And by the way, if you like this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, because then it'll keep you in the loop when I do more of these, and I plan to do a lot of them. So thanks a lot for watching, and I wish you well.